We're all proud.
From nitwit to coal miner.
People don't understand anxiety is not just being nervous.
Whatever.
Hi, welcome to another live recording of Over the Edge. It's a podcast about anxiety. My name is Mickey Hughes, and this is the pre-recording Facebook and YouTube live version before we put it out for a podcast. So this is actually very exciting today, full of anxiety. I brought some acne with me. Didn't even have that in high school. I've got Jeff Nixon here today. He started the series Shut Up, and that's where during the pandemic he was recording himself live doing silent reading. So he read this entire book, Loneliness as a Way of Life by Thomas Dunn, and it was absolutely ridiculous. I thought this definitely needs a spinoff. So I did it as well, which was kind of nuts, which got a few reactions, I think, for both of us, with people calling saying, "You okay?" So I'm going to bring Jeff on right now. He's a comedian, YouTuber from Kingston, Ontario. And
hi there.
Let's just start this. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought we were going to read. Okay.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. No, it's good. No, yeah, okay. See, this is, so we've got, says Loneliness, the book. You mentioned you like the picture on it?
Yeah, it's hilarious. Look at him.
He's just sitting there.
He's so lonely.
Like a psycho.
Yeah.
He's just chilling out. Like, what is that? Loneliness. I've never been so lonely that I put a chair in the middle of a road.
It's wild. He's not even facing the camera. Like, I just picture the camera guy being like, okay, say cheese. Are you saying it? You're facing the wrong way. Like, how long did it take to get that picture, I wonder?
Did somebody get paid for that concept? I wonder, too.
I hope not only did no one get paid, but I hope some people got put down.
Okay, because I've been trying to reach him, the author, and he hasn't gotten back to me yet. Like, I'm not even left unread. Like, he's not even, like I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows that we exist. I don't think.
His only 2 fans?
Yeah, like both.
That's amazing.
Would you say the 2 books that he sold during lockdown? So
yeah, he was probably blown up. Like, he probably got email notifications through like whatever it sold from, and he's like, holy shit, these books are flying off the shelves.
Yeah,
he sold 2 copies, and he's like, honey, get in here quick. Oh wait, you're dead. That's why I wrote this book. That's why I wrote it.
Yeah, that's why it was hard to read. It was difficult because I was already feeling like down, and then I read the book and it made me feel worse. So I kind of, did you read it when you were reading it?
Yeah, so it wasn't like a pick-me-up read, that's for sure. I wouldn't recommend reading Loneliness as a Way of Life during a global pandemic lockdown, that's for sure.
No, and it wasn't Loneliness as a Way of Life, you should do it because it's a good time.
Yeah, it was not. Right. That was definitely not a how-to guide.
It wasn't a tutorial, or it was somebody that was very lonely and they were trapped in this way of life. Yeah,
and it's so true. Like, whatever you put in your mind, like whatever content you have in there, you kind of carry around with you. So I did realize, even though I only read the one book as part of the live stream where I read a book silently, some of the other books I own, just rooting around here real quick, I own a book called Boredom. I don't know if you can see that.
Okay, yeah, that's good. By Tina.
Sorry. I also have a book called Living Without God.
Solid.
And I have a really cheery one here called The Art of Losing, Poems of Grief and Healing.
What made you choose loneliness as a way of life?
I don't know, alcoholism, I think, in my 20s.
No, I mean, I don't mean as a lifestyle. I meant the book.
I just go by the covers. Like, they say not to judge books by their cover, but I don't agree with that at all. Like, if I see a man sitting on a chair in a field, I'm reading that book every time.
Yeah. Okay, so they weren't recommended. You just got a kick out of the.
No, I'm just that guy in the bookstore who's in all the various sections with really no reason to be in any of them, and I'm there for an hour, and I probably look real smart. People are like, he's studying something. He's trying to find the perfect book, but I'm really just.
This guy's
killing time.
This guy's last name is Dumb.
Yeah, it's sweet that his last name is Dumb. I find that amazing.
Yeah. Are you going to read the other books?
I've read them all before. Depends how long this lockdown lasts. I guess I'll just keep reading the same 3 books over and over again until the government just physically kills us.
Okay, and only because I had copied it. What gave you the idea to do silent readings?
Honestly, just trying to do something different, like in terms of pumping out content, right? Because doing stand up, and I was going pretty hard at it, like going hard at it in terms of Canadian comedy is like 4 times a week, right? But yeah, I live in Kingston, which is like 2 hours outside of Toronto and Ottawa, and I would drive to Ottawa like a couple times a week usually. And so I was all about it. And then when that stopped, I thought, well, I'm gonna have to do something online, something funny. But everyone was already doing it. Like Trevor Thompson, hilarious guy from Ottawa, was already doing a nightly primetime
I
show,
watched that. Yeah.
and it was awesome. I was like, well, fuck, there goes that idea, right? So I thought maybe I'll just do something productive for myself, which is read books, but I should probably film it and let everyone know that I'm so smart.
Mhm.
But then it turned into me getting cyberbullied in the comments because it was a live stream. So everyone's like, "Oh, the second time I did it, like, look at this asshole, he's reading again." And I just got cyberbullied for like 40 minutes. It was awesome.
That was the best. Okay, so I don't want to make it sound like, yeah, you were cyberbullied. Like that was the best part. Like these were
Yeah.
friends. These were their comedians. These
Some
weren't
of them,
just
some of them
like,
I don't like, but
oh,
no, I'm just kidding. It was pretty sweet. That's kind of the cool thing about having just a bunch of like pretty funny people in your social network is anytime you try to do something or better yourself, they try to pull you down and like make fun of you, and it's encouraging.
mhm.
It's fun.
It is like because you lean into it. I find that we are
Mm.
very like we're really similar. Like I thought that was absolutely hilarious. It's the fine line between this is the dumbest thing I've ever done and this is genius. Like
It's just so fun, right? Like it just makes people wonder, like, what the fuck? Like, is this a mental breakdown that we're watching? Like, it's like, no, it's just a guy reading a book, actually.
yeah, like, are you okay? Yeah, just
Yeah.
working out some stuff. Why? Why do you want me to? I take requests?
Did
Do
you
you want me
have anyone sliding into your DMs like while you were doing that? Just like, hey, is everything okay with you?
I I had a couple, but they're more likely to just like post publicly. What's
Yeah.
what's up? But
Just
there was
tag you and be like, she has a problem.
well, the way I handle anxiety, if I shut down, it's like if I'm not acting up and being ridiculous, then people will be like, "Oh, okay, is there something wrong?"
Yeah.
If I'm doing, if I'm being creative or performing in any way, even that way,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think anybody worried. What about you? Did people call you up and
Yeah. I get that just like randomly throughout the year, usually on Christmas morning, just people checking in all the time. It's like kind of like a tradition at this point.
oh, well, you went through, you're like me, you went through the pandemic kind of alone,
Yeah.
and you've been doing comedy now since you said you were doing it since like 2012, but you took a break to be semi quasi like
Yeah.
homeless.
So it's like I've been back doing it since September 2019, but I took however many years off because I originally started in 2012. And I got like 2 years in before I met my now ex-wife. And
Congratulations, and I'm sorry.
thank you. That's both are nice things to say, but
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I got married and had kids like right away, so there was no time to goof around and try to make it through like, going to open mic shows when you have a baby at home is a no go. So anyone out there who's about to have a baby, please know that your dreams will be shut right down. So if you're lucky though, your wife will leave you and you can get right back at it. So
that is
just keep the faith.
that's so beautiful. I don't have kids. I don't want kids. So I'm like listening to you going, yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a good time when they leave.
But they're miracles. They're little joys. You don't know life
Yeah.
until or something. I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, it's strange because I knew life and it was pretty good. And then they came along and they were all right too. And now they're around half the time and that's okay. Like everything's just whatever the fuck it is all the time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or do you have to homeschool them?
We were doing that for a little bit, but
Now they're
like
Are they homeschool dropouts, Jeff? You can.
I don't know. Like I was keeping on top of it like the days that I had them here, but they're mostly at their mothers through the school week anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, but they're back in school now, thank God.
Oh,
Because yeah, it sucks. Like my youngest is in kindergarten, so you can imagine like homeschooling over Zoom, like learning
yeah.
triangles and shit like that. And I want my kid to be smart, so I was getting pretty frustrated when the teacher would be like, how many sides does an octagon have? And I'd look at him and he would get nervous. I'm like, oh man, you need to know how many sides an octagon has. Like, you got to get this sorted out.
This is
There's so
important.
much more to learn after this shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when does that come in handy for you?
Almost never. So I
Yeah.
mean, I can't really blame them.
No. So I think they'll probably change the entire school system in the meantime anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to school, they're not going to school.
Yeah.
How's your anxiety this round?
This round is a breeze. I have barely noticed it. Luckily, like, I got a lot of friends like in the area who are kind of like of the same mindset as me when it comes to the severity and risk of this
Okay, so
pandemic.
you're a troll, like a little bit. You're a little bit of an online troll. Like
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wait, because you like to, I guess like poke the bear, so to speak, right?
Yeah, I like
So
poking bears.
okay, so you'll put stuff up on social media for a reaction.
Oh yeah, a
Okay.
negative reaction.
Yes. Okay. So I just wanted to clarify that you actually, because you're really, you're a nice guy, and
Thanks.
you put up this stuff, right? And I think,
I
and
don't put up nice guy stuff.
I watch you get like absolutely annihilated. Like I don't think I've interacted with you online,
Yeah.
since, since the whole, like stuff in the States that was sort of going down, and
Yeah.
through the entire,
Yeah, I created
election.
a lot of distance between me and people
Yeah.
through political postings and stuff like that, which at the end of the day, I just find it hilarious. I do not care about half the things I post, and I certainly don't care about people's reactions to those things because, like, fuck, we're only here like 70 years, maybe. I don't care about any of that shit.
Less for me. I drank a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot less. Like, I'm surprised I'm still here. But
Jeez.
do you think that because you post differently now than you did before, do you think like is that a reaction, or like, I'm just trying to kind of get a gauge of where your
Like,
head's at?
posting differently, like during this lockdown.
Yeah.
I just don't post that much anymore because it lost its thrill, I guess. Like, it's just people just weren't realizing that a lot of it was a goof, and they were
Mm-hmm.
getting legitimately upset. And
Yeah.
I thought, well, this is no good. Like, people are getting mad at words. That's never fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were
So,
different things too. Like you posted some very good arguments that were very, very well thought out. But I knew sometimes you were just putting some stuff out there
yeah.
just to be like, gonna start a fire today. What?
Yeah, like I like ranting and like exploring things. I don't really like editing or anything like that. Like, that's why stand up is so fun, right? Because you can just have a premise or an idea and then go up and do it. And apparently trying to do that online with the written word is a no-go.
Well, yeah, and it depends.
Yeah.
Depends too, like sort of how you come off. I've posted stuff and deleted it right away. You also have a YouTube channel, which
Oh
is
yeah.
getting you through. And you said are you starting a podcast? You are starting a podcast.
Yeah, I got this microphone here.
That's
So,
great.
and like a podcast thing, and I found my light. I found a light. Watch this. I have buttons on it too, so it can go brighter.
Are you doing like,
You see that?
look at that? Yeah. Like, when you first came on, I thought I was gonna have to like disguise your voice and make it look like mystery
Yeah.
guest time.
And I thought it was the lighting that was making my skin look bad, but apparently it's just my skin. The lights are fine.
There you
But
go. What's the name of your podcast?
it's the title's up in the air. We're either going to go with What Else Is Good
Okay.
or Dog Sauce.
What's it about?
Just like the normal podcast format of white men sitting around and talking about things. Really no subject matter at all. Like, the guys I'm going to be doing it with aren't very exciting. They're about as boring as me. So it'll be a lot of just three guys making fun of each other, the way our bodies look, our varying levels of hair. We're all in our 30s, so life's going down pretty quick. So, and we all find that very funny
Yeah,
about each
44.
other.
So thanks for
Yeah.
that. It'll be good. People will listen. Everybody has a podcast right now, and it's very easy to get like a bunch of downloads. Even if you're not very good like me, I haven't started. I haven't started on the right foot on any of the episodes and have no consistency. But people are still like, "Hey, who's going to be on tonight?"
How long did it take you to like decide on an intro?
Like to decide on it.
Yeah, to do one, and then B, like, did you have a bunch of different ideas, and then you finally were like, okay, this one will be the one, like with the music and everything?
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
I'm
actually,
thinking
it was.
no intro is the way to go.
Well, we have I say we because I work with Control Media, and they do like the sound editing and everything
Oh, you got
as
the big
well.
money behind you, eh?
No, I don't. He's a he's a friend. So you're when these get posted, when these get put on Anchor, they're going to be like it's going to all reference Control Media. So
Oh, okay.
like and we're friends. So he mentions so he kind of pushes incidents comedy. I sort of push Control Media. So he edits the sound and everything.
That's
But I do
cool.
all the video. I've done all of those, like all my like TikTok, any video stuff, any stuff that's online.
Yeah, you seem to be pretty handy and tech savvy with that stuff. That's the other thing is I don't know about the other fellows, but I really don't know my way around any of this. Like when you messaged me hours ago to just say let's do a quick thing, I thought, all right, and it took me all this time to get this microphone plugged into this computer. I had to watch 3 videos on how to do it. It was not easy.
I like your video on YouTube about watching, like how to watch a video on how to, what is it again? I can't.
Oh, how to start a YouTube channel in 2021.
I love it. You keep having ideas that I wish that I came up with.
Bad ones?
I should just do all of them and be like, oh, it's a spoof. Okay, so if you're starting a podcast
Yeah.
and you plan on doing video, because I screwed up so much, like you want to just make sure that you have overlays in case you screw up. I got brand new ones. I'm going to show you
Overlays? What are those?
overlays. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So okay, so now if something happens, I don't have to, be like, oh yeah, no, I'm so sorry about that. I could just put one of these up.
Let's see.
Okay, so just read it. Read this one. Okay, so
Okay.
okay.
Please stand by. Scott did something. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so okay, that's Control Media, right? But then sometimes you're gonna have like two things that go wrong, right? So you
Then
got
you
two.
have 2 pictures ready to go?
I got two pictures. I got two things ready to go. They're different.
Wow, this guy is a slow learner. I'm so sorry. Man, this Scott guy.
I know, right? But
Fire this
okay.
guy.
So whatever. It's an anomaly. It's been a long show. You've had to put up two. There's one more. Okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
show you, but you need to make sure that you have these because like they're important, so that you just don't have like just so that you're just like sitting there like staring at each other. So then you just
okay. Hi, Hobbs. What the actual? Okay. So
okay.
you're gonna send those to me? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is like because
No.
he's not here to do it when I'm actually doing the recording,
Yeah.
so it's just a way to deflect. And I
So
said,
how
"Can
are
I
you doing
deflect?"
that? Do you have a button in front of you that you press?
I'm doing it with my mind.
Holy shit.
I know. Yeah, no, I have a button.
Oh, okay. On
There's
your
a
computer or like a separate
yeah,
interface?
yeah, it's a button. I just use Restream, and then so it just sends it to like YouTube and
Oh,
and,
okay. Yeah,
and
because it's
Facebook.
like on my side of things, this room that you've invited me into,
Yeah,
there's a lot going on here. It looks very professional, and I wouldn't even know how the fuck to
that's an
begin
accident.
this.
That's is a lot of trial and error, and the quality of the actual podcast still isn't any better because it's still being run like a shit show
Nice.
because I'm at the helm.
Well,
What
you
else
got a
we
great guest on tonight, a man who has read a book silently.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah, you did it. It was awesome. I had tons of people watching it. I loved watching people rip the shit out of you
Nice.
when you were doing it. In fact, you were encouraging it. You totally leaned into it after a while. You were just like, "Yeah, why don't you come on tonight and just tell me off?" And you had your thing like you had a sledgehammer in the background. Like
Yeah,
that's so weird. That's so awesome. That's exactly what I wanted it to be like.
I did a couple little Easter egg things in the back that some people missed.
Like what?
Well, I've deleted them all now, but
Oh,
I would always make sure the window is in the background so that the sun would be going down. And
okay.
no one ever noticed that it was just nighttime by the end of it.
Oh, okay. What else?
There's a couple other things
Never
more odor related, so I guess that wouldn't come across, but I would be farting the whole time.
Oh, okay, very good.
That's
You
one
had a
of the Easter
radio on
eggs
as well?
just for me. Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
but you couldn't say it because then it wouldn't be. Did
No,
you
there was
say
no speaking aloud during the reading.
at all?
Yeah.
I picked up on that. So when you jumped in on my first recording, and I was like, you
Yeah.
got it, and you're ha 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 right away.
Nice.
Right. So just to be on the like, just sort of, we'll just touch base on anxiety a little bit. I mean, you're a comedian, so I'm just going to assume that you have anxiety. And we all have different levels of it.
Yeah.
Right. Do you have any experience with either, going to the edge or tell a story with like the last time you cried or something that you did that was incredibly like anxiety ridden maybe and how you got over it?
Okay. I was pretty anxious getting blindsided by a divorce. I was
Oh,
pretty anxious then, but that also was, I think I've cried since then for whatever reason, but yeah, I cried for like 3 days straight. And it's a great weight loss program. Actually, is getting bad news like that because I lost like 15 pounds in 3 days, and I literally didn't even move because I couldn't. Like I kind of just like collapsed on the floor for an entire weekend. It was a whole thing. But yeah, I came out of it a couple pounds down, got all my tears out of me for a good while. Highly recommend. It was
It was good.
all
Little
said and
heartbreak.
done. Looking back on things, that's the way to go about it.
Wow. Yeah, I heard. I mean, it was somebody that said like if you go through a breakup, you get to kind of like reinvent yourself, and it's exciting because it's a new time. And
Yeah.
then somebody had said, well, that's kind of like saying, if you eat this, like poison steak, you get a free ride to the hospital. Like it's still not fucking worth it. Like there's no
Yeah.
point.
But you got to look at the bright side of things too. Like
Yeah.
I spent like months and months afterwards being a miserable shell of a man about it.
Hmm.
And I thought, well, this is no way to continue. So, and then pretty much once I stopped being being a bitch about it, I was like, oh, I'll just get back into stand up and that'll cheer me up. And it worked perfectly.
Oh, that's awesome. So how long before the lockdown were you back into comedy? Did you say it was what, a year or?
So September, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months. Because when did the lockdown start the first time? Like March?
March. Yeah.
Yeah. So from September 2019 to March 2020.
Mm.
Yeah, just between Kingston and Ottawa, Toronto once, and I bombed there at Yuck Yucks. That was fun.
Yeah, I think I read about that.
Yeah, it's weird because of the all the shitty videos I have on my YouTube of like my stand-up clips,
Hmm.
the one that has like 67,000 views is like a 17-second clip of me doing just terrible crowd work that makes no sense.
I
And
know, I
like
saw that. I thought that was very good. What's your YouTube channel?
it's youtube.com/ Jeff Nixon comedy.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you know what? I'm going to post a link with that as well. Who are you doing your upcoming to be named podcast with?
My buddy Ryan Bond, who's not a comedian,
Okay.
but he's just a funny guy, and then Pete Agnatov, who a lot of people from the Ottawa to Kingston 401 corridor would know. He's a very funny guy, super funny. He's honestly probably the funniest guy I've ever met.
Well, you're probably like you're doing it for you, right? You're doing it for
Yeah,
your
I'm just
entertainment. So
using them for my own benefit.
excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions when you're setting up, you can just let me know, and I will give you my wisdom. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Don't go use the YouTube videos
I was
because
gonna
just
say you don't really want to send me that invite because I have nothing but questions about how to do this. So
oh really? Well, your mic works. You sound great. You just need some lighting.
thank you.
Uh,
Yeah, I have a light. It's pretty bright, and it took me 4 hours to get this mic hooked up, but I'm glad we got this sorted out now. So
yeah. So no, that's done.
one less thing to do.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on tonight.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, having a really good time right now. You're just so monotone. That's why I figured I need to punch it up a little bit, or else we're
Oh
both just
yeah.
sort of like that dry kind of.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't get how people can be like upbeat. It's a hard thing to do. This is me at volume 11. I
Yeah,
think
it's
I'm giving it
exhausting.
right now.
It's because we're not higher energy people, so I can do
No.
it, but I get tired after.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks again so much, and
Cool.
have a good night.
Yeah. You
Okay,
too. Bye.
bye, Jeff.